Are you on the autism spectrum? It might come as a shock that an estimated 60% of autistic adults go undiagnosed, leaving them without the adequate understanding or support they deserve. And as a result, the risks for anxiety, depression, and other mental health conditions increase. Autism isn't anything new. We've always been here, yet just recently, there has been more awareness. In today's video, we will look at 5 signs that might point towards undiagnosed autism. Knowing these could change how you see yourself. Struggling with social interactions. Adults living with undiagnosed autism can find social situations to be an immense source of difficulty. You might struggle with picking up on subtle social cues such as voice tone, facial expressions, or subtle hints in conversation, leading them down an uncertain path of interaction with others that leaves them feeling confused or awkward when conversing with them. This may lead to feelings of discomfort when communicating with them directly. Have you been told you are too blunt or that you cannot stop talking about something important to you? Many adults with autism find navigating social interactions challenging. Even though they try their hardest, others often misinterpret their intentions and misunderstand them. Importantly, this difficulty doesn't stem from a lack of interest in connecting with others. Autistic adults typically deeply value relationships, but may find them exhausting or confusing to maintain. This could be an indicator that someone has autism. Deliberate focus on special interests. Are you obsessed with certain topics? Have a passion or obsession for one topic that drives you? Collecting rare items, mastering an activity, or venturing deeply into an area of knowledge are hallmarks of autism spectrum disorder, ASD. These interests often go far beyond hobbies. They become central components of our lives. You might spend hours researching every inch of a subject you love and lose track of time as a result. While others might dabble with various interests, you feel like an immersive exploration into a realm that brings you both joy and comfort. Bystanders might mistake an autistic individual's intense focus for being eccentric or obsessive. Still, for autistic individuals themselves, these special interests serve as a way of decompressing, expressing creativity, or simply finding happiness in an otherwise daunting world. Sensory sensitivities. Have you experienced sensory sensitivities? Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by bright lights, loud noises, or certain textures? Sensory sensitivities are an indicator of autism and may manifest themselves in different ways. For some, it might mean being sensitive to clothing tags, while for others, they could become physically uncomfortable in noisy or crowded places. These sensitivities aren't mere quirks. They can have an immense effect on daily life. You might find yourself avoiding certain environments or needing extra time to recover after sensory overload, while at the same time experiencing sensory-seeking behaviors like enjoying specific textures or sounds repetitive. Acknowledging and accommodating sensory needs can make an enormous difference for autistic adults. If your sensory experiences seem more intense than others, it might be worth investigating how this fits into the bigger picture of autism. Difficulties with changes and transitions. Transitions can be challenging for anyone, but for autistic adults, they can feel especially overwhelming. Routines provide comfort, but may become stressful when altered. Assuming you have an established morning ritual that sets the pace for your day, any disruption, such as an unanticipated phone call or last-minute change in plans, could leave you feeling anxious or disoriented. Transitions, whether big or small, can also be sources of anxiety. Predictability can help make an unpredictable world seem less daunting and make changes more manageable, which could indicate undiagnosed autism. If routine is something you cling to and find change particularly challenging, this could be another telltale sign of autism. Masking or camouflaging your traits. Autistic adults often spend years, if not decades, hiding who they truly are in order to fit society's expectations, which is known as masking or camouflaging. You might consciously or unconsciously mimic social behaviors, suppress sensory sensitivities, or avoid discussing your special interests in order to blend in better. Masking may help you manage social situations more successfully, but it often comes at the price of being exhausting and leading to feelings of burnout or identity confusion. Over time, you might even begin to lose touch with who you really are, because so much time has been spent trying to meet others' expectations of who you should be. Have you ever felt as though you're living in altered reality, one in which you must constantly change to fit in? Recognizing and accepting who you truly are can help with understanding and accepting autism. Why does recognition matter when it comes to undiagnosed autism? For many adults, receiving a diagnosis can be transformative, giving a framework for understanding yourself and your experiences more deeply. Neurodivergence isn't weird or broken. It's simply part of being human. Diagnosis isn't about labeling, it's about empowerment. By understanding your autistic traits and accessing resources that support them, diagnosis provides an avenue to access support groups and advocate for accommodations to enhance quality of life. Even without seeking a formal diagnosis, understanding autistic traits may help provide greater self-compassion and insight into everyday situations. If any of the signs above resonate with you, take heart. You aren't alone. Many adults are only now becoming aware of their autism. It is never too late to explore this side of yourself. Remember, autism isn't a limitation. It is simply another way of experiencing life. So by understanding and accepting it fully, you may discover greater feelings of self-acceptance and connection with others. If this video was helpful to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit. Let's continue our quest to learn and grow together.